Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network podcast, and I am your host, the co-founder of the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network itself, Mr. Killup365. And I thought I'd take this time to debut the first episode of the podcast. Now, we did say in the beginning, which is me, Lars, Bullet, and I think it was Eli or Chaos, I'm not too sure. But in any event, I just thought I'd take some time out of my very busy schedule to, do a lot of talking, and why not? Because I can do it, and I'll bloody well do so as well. So, for the next probably an hour, maybe. It really depends on how many subjects we can all squeeze into this little podcast. But it's not going to be all one person does it all kind of thing. It's going to be multi-person from time to time if we can find the appropriate software to use it. But I can't do anything about it now because I've got a lot on my plate, which I will get to in a minute. So yeah. Welcome to the first episode of the podcast, and let me kick things off with saying that you can catch this on Twitter or on YouTube, of course, on replays. Maybe in a few months' time we could probably put it into iTunes for free, hopefully, if we get the expertise, but can't all be techno wizards, unfortunately. But until any other event, we'll just keep it as it is. But like I said before, welcome. I am your host, Mr. Killup365, and I'm going to be discussing a few things about the network, my side of things with NXW, what current projects I'm working on, real life stuff that I'm going through at the moment, and my thoughts and opinions on general stuff here and there. So I'll kick things off with real life stuff, because that is kind of relating to my YouTube career as well as my presence on the network. Now, recently my workload has increased, and that has become a bit of a problem when it comes to working on projects like the NXW Blood, Sweat and Titles pay-per-view, as well as any other projects like this podcast. I mean, I rarely managed to find the time to do it, and as well as the increased work shifts as well. I've got my theory test to practice for, which I'm doing quite well at the moment. Theory practice is going quite good for me, and I'm happy to report that hopefully second time's the charm. So wish me luck on that. The reason why I haven't been doing a lot of videos of the late is either I'm either too knackered to work on any other projects, or there's a lot of people contacting me on Twitter saying, hey, do you want to join up for this? It's an AI simulation network, yada yada yada, we want to include you in our shows as well as the Straight Edge Revolution, blah blah blah. And just talking to other federations and people about negotiations, storylines and whatnot, it can be a little bit of a hassle from time to time. So you gotta roll with the punches, I suppose. So if I can find the time, that I will do. But obviously, I gotta keep my health in check as well, because these work shifts are kind of taking the toll on me physically, and a little bit mentally as well. But I have been known to be mentally unstable in my own mind, anyway. But yeah, with that said, that's the reason why my activity on YouTube has been a little bit on the decline as of late. I'm still hoping for a goal of 100 subscribers, so if you want to do me a solid and subscribe to my YouTube channel, the link will be in the description down below. And yeah, so that's basically it on the real life side. So it's just basically, a lot of work shifts and practicing for my theory that have been keeping me from working on these projects as well. So I do apologise for the lack of content. Now, speaking of content, you will see me, Lars, Bullet, or Eli, TJ Fame, or any members of the Straight Edge Revolution on other shows as well. So we will be appearing in TAW, XCW, and I think it was, let me see, WWC. What else? So let's see. Oh, and BWE, that was it. So hopefully you will see the Straight Edge Revolution in its finest on those shows coming soon. I don't have an exact date because those people who are in charge of those federations are still working on some projects or either working on the match card itself. So only time will tell. We'll obviously tell you when to watch us. Although on the XCW there is still work in progress in terms of cutscenes, so keep your eye out on those federations for when the next episode is next up. So what else? The Straight Edge Revolution itself. Now, just probably about nearly a week ago, I would imagine that I thought it might be time to expand our roster, so to speak, and trying to get ourselves known in the core community to the point where we have a fan base following and even our own page on the core community Wikipedia, I think it's called. So you never know. Hopefully, by the time, the Straight Edge Revolution starts taking championship gold from other companies, then we might be able to achieve that. But the name of the game for the Straight Edge Revolution is to dominate and win championship gold in every possible promotion that we can get a hold on, really. But due to the fact that I'm working a lot more shifts than usual in real life and, practicing for my theory, I can't really take part in, federations that require people to play, in an online match. So at the moment it's just really focused on AI simulation matches, really, or federations that specialize in AI matches, really. So maybe if I did have some free time, then I could join a federation that requires the participants to take part in a online match, but at the moment that can't be done at the moment. So if you're listening to this podcast and you are running your very own e-federation or whatever it's called, and it's a AI simulation match, and you want either me or any members of the Straight Edge Revolution to take part, then DM us on Twitter. We'll have our links in the description down below as well. And so that's pretty much the story of the Straight Edge Revolution. A lot of people have been wondering what the story is with the Straight Edge Revolution. Not currently, but how did it start and whatnot. Well, since I came over the concept of it, basically it started around, let's see, I think it was either WWE 12 or WWE 13, or it could be 2K14. I'm not too sure now, but this current Straight Edge Revolution that you're seeing now is the second incarnation, because the original incarnation had only 3 members. That was Tom Doyle, Tyson Cage, and Travis Storm, and they pretty much won roughshod over NXW for nearly a year and a half before going their own separate ways. And then obviously in 2016 we reformed. I got myself some new members, or should I say, Door got some new members. It's kind of tricky to explain. But in either event, the Straight Edge Revolution is a lot stronger than it previously was. We're okay to recruit some more members, really, whether it be fictional or, a real person. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think currently now, as we speak, there are currently 14 members. Most of them aren't really real people. I think the real people are just me, Lars, Eli, and TJ, and I think the majority is just fictional characters. But we're still looking for some new recruits to fly the Straight Edge Revolution flag, really. So, if I see or anyone else sees some potential in you, then we will get in touch with you. But at the moment, we're doing A-OK. We've got a load of championship goals, especially since my last live stream, which featured gold chasing hands, new tag team champions as well, and other stuff as well. So all in all, a good live stream, but could be a lot better. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I think my last live stream got a lot more viewers than all previous live streams that I've ever done. So I think I may have broken a personal best for that one. So a big thank you to all of those. So yeah, I might as well move on to the subject of NXW in itself, as well as the pay-per-view. Now, there's a little bit of annoyance going on at the moment, because I've got some of my friends bugging me about, am I part of NXW Blood, Sweat and Titles? Am I on the card? What's my match? What you have to realise is that I'm an extremely busy person in real life, and I can't really do a whole lot whilst I'm at work. I mean, I'm either too tired to even look at Twitter, or, I just generally forget about Twitter for the rest of the night until the next morning, and then I see like a whole lot of notifications, and then I have to go through all of them just to catch up on what's happening and whatnot. So I will say this now, I'm still working on the match card, so nothing is set in stone yet. I mean, the only thing that has been set in stone is the matches that I have posted onto Twitter, which showcases what matches are going to be happening at the pay-per-view. Although there are still a lot more matches that I'm considering to put on the card. It's just a matter of how I can fit them in story-wise, if there is one. So if someone comes up to me and says, hi, my name is so-and-so, I'd like to be part of NXW, that's fine. I completely accept that, but don't keep on saying, am I on the pay-per-view? Am I in NXW? Yada, 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 yada. Because it tends to get a little bit annoying, and, I like to try and keep a cool head, but sometimes, for the silly reasons, stuff like this can really irritate you, especially when you got your mind set to multiple things, whether it be work, theory tests, or this sort of stuff as well, as well as family, friends, social life, all that other stuff, really. So you gotta remember that I'm an extremely busy person as of late. I will point that out, and I'm still thinking over a few things in terms of the match card itself. There may be some things that I'm thinking through my mind. Will it work? Will it not work? So for those who are wanting to take part, that's fine. Just DM me your call name and hashtags on the PS4 or Twitter, whatever, and I'll try and download your call. But I have got limited spaces left, so that's pretty much what I can do at the moment. So yeah, like I said, nothing is set in stone yet. Still trying to get a few things sorted out in my life, so I can't really pay all of my attention to blood, sweat and titles as of late. I'll pay a little bits of attention here and there, but in terms of like, recording matches and editing matches and doing the commentary, I just can't do that right now, especially with a whole lot going on. But if you want to help me in terms of like recording random stuff or something production wise, feel free to DM me. I'll probably give you a little small job to do, and then you can just like upload it for me to download, and then just go over it and see what needs to be changed or how I can use this for that, and other things like that. So hopefully if you're interested, just DM me and say what you're capable of, and we'll see what we can negotiate. So in short, I'm extremely busy right now with work and theory test practicing and whatnot. Can't focus all of my attention on NXW Blood, Sweat and Titles. I'm still making a match card as we speak. I'll try and get it done as soon as I possibly can, but I really don't like being rushed, especially when it comes to things like this. In terms of when Blood, Sweat and Titles will be available to watch, this is why I always never say a set date, because it's going to put a lot of pressure on me, and I'm just going to be rushing it, and you could probably end up with a crappy pay-per-view, which I will not do. So what I will say is this: when NXW Blood, Sweat and Titles is ready, it will be ready. It's ready when it's ready. So basically what I'm trying to say. So that's that. Now, in terms of like people saying, oh, could you like download my core and record matches, that applies to the whole I'm extremely busy as of late. I mean, I don't mind helping people out with their projects, but what you have to understand that time is not really on my side when it comes to things like these. So the chances are you probably might have to wait quite a while for me to have my part of the bargain done. So if you wanted like voice work or video clips or recordings or something related to that, then chances are, as of right now, you might be waiting for like probably a week or so. So there's nothing much more I can do. I mean, I'm trying to squeeze everything together and just trying to get everything all sorted out, but as it is, I'm quite restricted to just doing small pieces of work, whether it be my own or someone else's. Wow, that was a breathful. Whew. Right, so yeah, like I said, I apologise for lack of content, and I apologise for just like a standard taking a week or so to do stuff. I mean I appreciate that people come to me for like artwork or logo making or match recording or commentaries, but the thing is, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, yes, I do want to get my name out there in the core community and just like establish myself as a a guy that likes to put out good productions like NXW or any pay-per-views, good poster work or artwork, should we say, on my Deviant art. But on the other side of things, if I get too much, should I say, if too many people request me to do a lot of things, then I'm just going to get easily stressed. Also, my skills are kind of limited, because the posters that I make I usually do it on paint.net, which is a free program that I use to make my posters or any random stuff. And if someone were to say to me, oh, I like the logo done in a certain fashion, and for whatever reason paint.net doesn't allow me to do it, then I'm pretty much screwed. So I have to come up with an alternative which will not only allow me to do my work on paint.net, but will satisfy the possible client. So yeah, if you're a person who's starting up a core federation or show based on video game wrestling and you want a logo, then I'm your guy, so to speak. But I do advise that you look at other people's work before deciding I should go for that guy, or just have a say to people like me and say like, don't know if it was possible to take time to work on my logo. If not, that's fine. Appreciate it if you did it for me, then that's fine. But don't go to me and say like, oh, can you do me a logo, and then after you've done that, can you do me this, and then can you do me that, can you upload this, can you also create this for me? I mean, like I said before, I don't mind doing it, but I just don't like doing a whole lot. I mean, I like to split things evenly, so to speak. So like time to work on the logo for the client, and then time to like either relax or just do my own work, so to speak. So that's that. So for those who recommend people to recommend me to other people, I appreciate it, but just advise them to search for other artists as well, just because I'm not the only one that does good quality poster work as well. I mean, there's bound to be a whole lot of people that do just as good quality stuff like I do around the internet. It's just a matter of finding them. So thanks for the word of mouth, so to speak. But just keep it easy, so to say. And I think that's everything off my chest in terms of like real life and core stuff. Although I'm not ending it right here, folks. I mean, I've still got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I might as well get a few questions out of the way. I mean, I did post on Twitter asking you to send me some of your questions, whether it be video game related, real life, or core community wise, or just my opinion on general stuff. It doesn't have to be wrestling specific or anything. Someone has done me a question, although not a lot of people have sent me a lot of questions, mainly because most of my followers are American, and by the time I'm awake, they're probably fast asleep or at their work. So the first question comes from a Twitter user called BW558Themes. Let's see. Your favourite Undertaker moment, and how would you like to see Undertaker go out? And he also writes, how would you book Kane when he's back? Well, for the Undertaker part, to be honest, speaking of the Undertaker's last match, I wasn't really a big fan of the Undertaker versus Roman Reigns match, mainly because I thought it would have been more beneficial for Braun Strowman, who is a heel and is walking towards being a heel, for him to end the Undertaker's career. So if it would have been Braun Strowman versus Undertaker, and Braun dominated and destroyed the Undertaker, then there would have been a lot of heat, which Braun Strowman wanted as a heel. But since Roman Reigns was a face, it didn't really go too well for him. I mean, it's kind of like the old saying: if you book two baby faces together, then it's not going to work out just as well. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all babyface versus babyface matches are bad, but sometimes when it comes to pay-per-view events like WrestleMania, you really got to go with the good guy versus bad guy kind of thinking, really. So if it was up to me, I would have booked Undertaker versus Braun Strowman in that match, and I would have had Undertaker lose to Strowman, of course. Have it like a no holds barred match, and then have Braun Strowman win in dominant fashion. Well, actually scratch that. I wouldn't have it in like complete dominant fashion. Just like a real back and forth match, to the point where both men are easily exhausted. They're striking, and the grappling is getting a little bit sloppy. They're barely on their last legs. Strowman is showing weakness for the first time in a long time, but then out of nowhere, he hits his finisher. Strowman picks up the win, and everyone's in shock, and then Undertaker retires on the spot. That's how I would have booked it. I mean, there's probably thousands of people who could be listening to this and saying, "Oh, you're full of shit. Why can't you just fuck off? It should have been Roman Reigns. Yada yada yada." And it's their opinion. I mean, this is my opinion, of course. So that's how I see it. Now, in terms of Kane, it's a tricky one because. When it comes to Kane, it's kind of like if he did go back to his old scary, psychotic self, then people may have just gotten used to it. Not just, but they've gotten used to it. They're not scared anymore. They're like amazed anymore. But I think, if it was up to me, I would have liked to have Kane return to the way he was back in 2003 when he first removed his mask and became a raging psychopath. But if I was in charge of making promos for Kane on his return, what I would do is have Corporate Kane, discuss his return in promo vignettes or whatever you want to call them. But then with each week with a different promo, say 2 weeks have gone by since the first vignette aired, and then this was the third one. So let's say it was Corporate Kane, being all nice and jolly and saying that he's looking forward to coming back to SmackDown, but then something on the screen starts to happen. As he's talking, the screen itself will look like it's starting to change, like it's being hacked or something, and then it's it goes from Corporate Kane to mysterious psychotic Kane, and then back to Corporate Kane, and then it's basically Corporate Kane being all jolly, and then it just goes and then it just cuts to a split second of Monster Kane, and then back and forth, and then as the weeks go by, the more sights of Monster Kane become more frequent, and then on probably the 6th week, it will just be 5 seconds of Corporate Kane, and then it will just the screen will go static, and then it will just be the rest of the promo will be Monster Kane with a whole new look, new mask and all that, and then in terms of when it comes to his return, let's see, how would I do his return? Now, in terms of returns, we have seen Kane come back to defend America back in 2002, and then I think in 2013 when he came back to attack John Cena after being injured by Mark Henry. Now that will be tricky. I think the way I would do it, if I was considering Kane for one last shot at the WWE Championship, I would do it like this. So, let's just say for example, let's just take Jinder Mahal, the current WWE champion. Let's just say that he's gone over the fence and he's become a babyface. I know that sounds stupid already, but just bear with me 1 second. Right, so obviously, as well as Mahal's reign as WWE champion, the vignettes have been playing, and Mahal thinks of nothing. In fact, he doesn't know that that Kane is coming back. He's just focused on his WWE title. What I could do is like, say like Mahal was coming out to do a promo, and then all of a sudden there was like a pyro accident, and Mahal was like nearly burnt from the pyrotechnics, and then say like he only like suffered like minor burns, and then like a week later he comes back, cuts a promo on the incident, and then says like, oh, nothing's going to stop me from defending this WWE Championship, has his match, and then just when he's about to leave the arena, he's about to head to his limousine, and then all of a sudden the car explodes, and as a obviously with, not with Mahal in it, just when he's at a safe distance approaching the vehicle, and so that would be like another signal that Kane is coming back, but nobody at that point will say, oh, it's Kane. Well, they might do, but I'm not gonna try and give the indication that it is Kane. So obviously, now that Mahal is pretty upset about the car, so next week he's complaining to Shane McMahon or Daniel Bryan, and then someone from the staff team or security team saying that the Hollywood boys have been brutally attacked, and they find them unconscious, and then there's like basically the beaten, the battered, the bruised, they're unconscious, and for some strange reason, they're covered in this weird liquid stuff. And then there's a note on one of the Bollywood boys, should I say, not Hollywood. So that there's a threatening note to Jinder Mahal from Kane, but it doesn't say from Kane or anything. It's just saying like something like I'm coming for you or something like that. And then what they finally discovered that the liquid that the Bollywood boys are covered in is like gasoline, and everyone's like all panicking and all that, including Mahal. And then it comes to a point where Mahal or whoever WWE champion is currently, and he's kind of promo, he's sick and tired of someone targeting him, he wants to find out who it is, and then the lights go out, and then all of a sudden, whilst in pitch blackness, a literal ring of fire surrounds the ring, and then once the lights come out, it's like a whole new Kane with new attire, slightly less weight, like he was back in 2002. And then he comes in, chokeslam WWE champion, will be Mahal, AJ Styles, or Kevin Owens, or whoever you want to see Kane go up against for a WWE title match. And something like that. And chokeslams Mahal or whoever, and then just like sets the match for whatever pay-per-view it is. And then Kane, has a match with the WWE champion, pins him, and then, returns to his old psychotic roots. I mean, that's how I would probably do it. Granted, not the best booking ever. I mean, I'm not really a professional at this kind of stuff, but, it was a question posted to me on Twitter, so I just thought I'd give it a shot. So, thank you very much for that, BW558. Greatly appreciated. And unfortunately, that was basically all the questions. I'm guessing I should have done that last night. Should I say posted? But can't be helped. I mean, with the time zones between the UK and the US, it can be a little bit tricky at times. So that's it for questions. But if you want to send your questions to either me, Lars, or anyone in the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network for the next episode on our podcast, and it can be anything, whether it be wrestling related, real life, or just random questions, then feel free to send it to our Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network Twitter at XPWN Network on Twitter, and to send us your questions. You could be as random as you want, and you can ask as many questions as you would like. And that's it for the questions for now, but hopefully we'll get more as these podcasts continue to become available on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, Jesus Christ, have you I don't know if you heard the news, but if you're a fan of British independent wrestling, you would have noticed that What Culture Pro Wrestling has suffered a huge blow due to YouTube's changing policy. So basically what's happened is that they used to earn a lot of money from the ad revenue for their wrestling show, WCPW. However, due to the fact that the advertisers saw like wrestling as not too good for their image and decided to back out, the ad revenue has been like decreased more than half, so to speak. So from what they showed in from their video from What Culture, they posted a match between Alberto Del Rio, or Alberto Patreon, Patreon. Well, I'll just call him Alberto Del Rio, so that, just to keep it simple, and Rey Mysterio. So basically, a full match between Rey Mysterio and Alberto Del Rio in WCPW, and it got over 1 million views. So obviously, before they would have made good money from this. However, due to the whole situation with the advertisers and whatnot, they've only just made like over £45 off that video alone. And they would have made a lot more if things have changed. And it's not only just World Culture that have suffered. I mean, pretty much any independent wrestling company, whether it be in the UK or anywhere in the world, that relies on monetization from YouTube to either book the venues, pay the wrestlers, or buy equipment, whether it be the ring or camera. They've been hugely affected by this, and it's kind of a shame that once again YouTube have fucked up once again in this kind of situation, and it doesn't look like they're going to do anything about it. They're just going to be complete lazy bastards, as they usually are, and just make it a lot more difficult for content creators to make money off their own creations, which is a little bit of a kick in the bollocks, really, especially for me, because when I started this YouTube channel, not the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network channel, but my own personal channel, I kind of was hoping to make a decent amount of money off of it, to the point where I didn't have to do my job anymore. I can make videos and do a lot of good content, collaborate with other YouTubers such as myself, similar to my position, and then create more projects and experiment with like different types of projects, like podcasting, of course, vlogging and whatnot, and something different. But obviously, as time went by, it became increasingly difficult for people like me to make money. I mean, I'm just doing this now as a hobby for free, which is kind of a bit disappointing, because I really like doing stuff like this, and it's kind of heartbreaking for me to see my creations go out into the big wide world and not make a single dime off it. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that feel the same way that I do. I mean, sure, YouTube is not a tree that has money growing off of it, of course that, but surely with like over a billion channels, or with like advertisements and whatnot, surely it would have been like a piece of cake for YouTube to like reward their content creators, cash, as well as like publicity and all that. But obviously things have changed, and YouTube have left us for dead, of course, and it doesn't look like they're going to improve. So the only solution I see is like either all the YouTube content creators who've put up with a lot of YouTube's bullshit have had enough. They come together, they march up to YouTube headquarters and say, "Hey, we've had enough of your shit. It's time for a change. Give us our changes, or we're just gonna boycott the website and quit YouTube altogether, and we'll probably start our own website where people don't have to put up with your shit anymore." I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people who used to be former YouTubers got together and to create a website or a video site, should I say, similar to YouTube, but a lot less of the bullshit, of course, with copyright and ad revenue slashes and whatnot. And so I wouldn't be surprised if that happened at all, really. I mean, of course there's like other sites like Dailymotion, but they don't really have like the capabilities of YouTube, really. I mean, I thought it would be a good idea to start a Dailymotion account so I can upload my NXW videos as well as other gaming videos, so it can get a lot more views, just to get more attention to them. But unfortunately, for some strange reason, it won't let me upload. I think it was like part 7 of the first NXW pay-per-view for some whatever reason, probably time restraint or something. So unfortunately, I don't know what to do with Dailymotion. I think I mean, it looked pretty promising, really. I mean, I like the way you can set your options and whatnot, but unfortunately, it's just all gone tits up, I'm afraid, for Dailymotion. I mean, I'll try my best to continue to use it, but chances are that I'll probably be forced to stick with YouTube, and unless some other site comes along and has a lot more better features than YouTube, can be easily accessible, a lot less bullshit, of course, and something like that. But for the meantime, we'll just have to roll with the punches, so to speak, and that's really a shame, really, because I do see a lot of potential in YouTube, but unless they change their ways to make everything beneficial for content creators like myself, as well as the big names, now we're all pretty much on the same boat of suffering, is the way I see it, really. I don't think anyone's going to gain an advantage, so to speak, especially when it comes to like copyright, which is kind of like a load of bullshit, really, because on one of my videos I got what's the term? I got like a copyright claim on my last live stream, but I did like a 1 hour vid on WWE My Career, and basically the show intros like Main Event, SmackDown or Raw, apparently I'm not allowed to show that now, but the problem is I can't skip those. Once I start the show, it will automatically play, and I can't press any buttons to skip it. So therefore, I got copyright thingy-majig. So, but the good thing is that I don't have to do anything. It will just like play as. But unfortunately, it was out of my hands in the first place. So to give me like a copyright infringement or whatever it is they call, is pretty much bullshit, really. I mean, of course, when it comes to like video games, of course, the music in the game is going to be included in the video, of course, because it's part of the game. I mean, when people, say, "Oh, he's stealing my music. I'm gonna sue his ass." Well, that's bullshit because I mean, yes, we can turn down the music to avoid that, but what was the point in putting in music when people are just gonna, record their videos as they normally do and put it onto YouTube to showcase their videos, and then you're just gonna strike them down with copyright? I mean, it's complete bullshit. I mean, this is what people have been complaining about for many years about YouTube, because the copyright system is completely fucked altogether. I mean, they just take anyone's word for it, and then they're just striking down without. Basically, it's like the old saying: shoot first, ask questions later. And that's really, really annoying to not only small YouTubers like myself, but also big YouTubers as well, because they've pretty much suffered a lot as well. So, like I said before, we're all in this together, so nothing's going to change unless we all do something that will get YouTube's attention, and then to make them say, well, you know what, you're right, we did fuck up, and just to make it up to you, we're going to change this, and this, and it's going to happen right now. We're not going to delay any of this shit. We're going to focus 100% of our attention on this. And that's what I hope that will happen, but you never know with stuff like this. So fingers crossed, maybe a YouTube revolution will start, and YouTube itself will listen to us. But hopefully we can hope for that sooner rather than later. And bloody hell, 46 minutes, holy shit. I guess I've got nothing else to say, really. I mean, my phone's getting kind of dry, so I'm pretty sure that's a sign of trying to end the show, really. And I guess I will do, really. But so like I said before, not all these podcasts are just going to be me alone talking into a microphone for nearly an hour or so. It's going to be multi-person. It's just a case of when we can catch each other on a free day, and when we can use the whatever software we can get our hands on. So chances are it will probably be me and Lars, maybe TJ and Eli, hopefully. I mean, it will be nice to do like a straight edge revolution edition of the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network podcast, but I've really got my fingers crossed for this. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for listening to me going off on some random things here and there and sounding like a complete idiot who clearly thinks he should know better, but we're not perfect, really. So yeah, that's about it. So if you want to follow us by the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network, we do have our YouTube channel, of course, and our Twitter at XPWN Network. That's our Twitter. Like I said before, all of our Twitters will be in the description down below. If you want to subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, that'll be great. Help me reach 100 subscribers. Follow me on Twitter, MrKillop365, for latest news on NXW, or just have a little cheeky chat with me. That's fine with me, but I will say this again, I'm kind of extremely busy as of late, so if I don't get back to you immediately, then chances are I'm either at work, asleep, or just too tired to respond. I've also got a Facebook page as well, that will be in the description down below. Also a DeviantArt for all my artwork, so if you're a big fan of art and you're a big fan of wrestling, then come on over to my DeviantArt and have a look, and feel free to add some of those pictures to your favorites or add me to your watchers list. Also, I will probably post this podcast onto SoundCloud, because I do have a SoundCloud page, so to speak. So if you like podcasts like this, or you just want to support me or the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network, then feel free to check me out on SoundCloud. I'll obviously have a link in the description down below. What else? If you want to play Steam games with me, that's fine. I'm on Steam at Mr. Killer 365. PSN. I'm not really too sure whether I'll take all friend requests, really. I mean, I'm only taking friends requests from people that I know for quite a while, unless it's like people that I'm associating with, like if they need me to be on their friends list because of projects and so on and so forth, then that's fine. But if you catch me on WWE or your games or whatever games I'm playing, then feel free to hang out and play. Although I promise not to kill you. Nah, just kidding. I will kill you if we play GTA or whatever. So yeah, that will be it for me. So like I said, check out all my social media outlets on the description down below. Subscribe to me on my YouTube channel, Mr. Killer 365, as well as the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network, which is basically a central hub for all core shows or e-feds or whatever you want to call them. So if you are running your own show and you want to be showcased on the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network, then DM the Xtreme Pro Wrestling Network Twitter and we'll get back to you as soon as we can and negotiate with you. And that's about it. Yes, so sorry if this podcast wasn't really that all interesting, but I do promise that as soon as we get all the software sorted out, then me, Lars, and whoever feels like becoming a part of this podcast will provide a much entertaining product altogether. So hopefully that will be the case, and that is it. So thank you once again for listening in. I'm Mr. Killer 365, and I will see you on the next podcast whenever it shall be done. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, goodbye, and good night.